In a market where there are a multitude of FPS games, it can be difficult to keep track and choose which one you want to play. It seems like a new game comes out almost every week. Even with some of the popular games, being popular doesn't always mean good. Steam has a wide catalog of free FPS to play, and sometimes it can be a little difficult to decide which game you want to try. So today I'm going to show you the best free GPS on Steam. Deathly Stillness. Deathly Stillness is a horror game that plunges players into a world of suspense and terror. Set in an abandoned asylum, the game challenges players to navigate dark corridors, solve puzzles, and evade terrifying creatures. With its immersive atmosphere and chilling gameplay, Deathly Stillness promises to keep players on the edge of their seats. Frontlines is a first-person shooter game that puts players in the boots of a soldier on the front lines of a modern war. With its intense firefights, realistic weapons, and strategic gameplay, Frontlines offers a thrilling and immersive combat experience. Hired Ops is a multiplayer first-person shooter game that focuses on intense, fast-paced combat. Players can choose from a variety of mercenaries and engage in team-based battles across a range of maps and game modes. With its realistic graphics and responsive gameplay, Hired Ops offers a challenging and immersive shooter experience. Whether you've read about them or watched gameplay of the original games, SCP is more than a well-known name within the gaming community. SCP, Secret Laboratory, is a horror multiplayer game you play with and against other players, including SCPs. There are 6 different factions to choose from, including scientists from the SCP Foundation, the Chaos Insurgency, who are former employees, and the SCPs themselves. Depending on which faction you pick, you will try to secure the foundation you're at, sabotage it, or avoid the many things trying to kill you. Operation Harsh Doorstop is a tactical shooter game that puts players in the role of a member of an elite military unit tasked with carrying out high-risk missions. With its focus on realistic tactics, advanced weaponry, and immersive environments, Operation Harsh Doorstop offers a challenging and authentic military experience. Warface is a free FPS Steam game that not only has the weight of some of the best in the business behind it, but even features a co-op mode alongside the usual competitive stuff. This means that if you're new to PC shooters, that you can really practice in a slightly safer environment. It's also a great-looking game and will be sure to reward any effort you put in. There aren't many games that get called the next Battlefield, but that's exactly what World War III was dubbed when it came out in playtesting. World War III is a modern tactical FPS game that is free to play but also comes with a seasonal battle pass. There are many great features within this game, including weapon progression, real-world locations, realistic gameplay, and 2 main game modes. You can play in Tactical OPs, which is a 20v20, or in Team Deathmatch, which is 10v10. Chest armor is also customizable. You can go light or heavy, and there is a wide variety of weapon customization. If you are looking for a different setting within multiplayer FPS games, look no further than Fistful of Frags. Set in the Wild West, this game delivers a different FPS experience from the more modern games. There are quite a few game modes to choose from, including free-for-all, deathmatch, bank heist, and 1v1, to name a few. All the weapons are based in the Wild West era, and there are quite a few to choose from. Enlisted is a World War II-themed multiplayer squad-based shooter. Players can take control of soldiers from various nations and engage in large-scale battles across historically accurate locations. With its focus on teamwork and authentic combat mechanics, Enlisted offers a realistic and immersive World War II gaming experience. Black Squad is a free-to-play first-person shooter that emphasizes fast-paced and skill-based gameplay. Players can choose from a variety of weapons and gear to customize their loadouts and compete in various game modes, including Team Deathmatch and Demolition. With its responsive controls and intense action, Black Squad offers a thrilling FPS experience. Ironsight is a futuristic military-themed shooter that features a variety of weapons, equipment, and maps. Players can engage in fast-paced battles across different game modes, including Team Deathmatch, Search and Destroy, and Battle Royale. With its emphasis on strategic gameplay and dynamic gunplay, Ironsight offers a compelling multiplayer experience. Sector's Edge is a voxel-based first-person shooter that allows players to create and destroy environments as they battle across futuristic landscapes. With its unique visual style and innovative gameplay mechanics, Sector's Edge offers a fresh take on the FPS genre. Are you looking for a game that offers fast-paced gameplay where you can just jump in and have fun? If so, then you might want to check out The Finals. This game was released in December 2023 and has been taking over since it launched. In this game, you play as one of 3 customizable classes and work with your teammates to win one of the 2 current game modes. Each class comes with its own weapons, gadgets, and abilities which can help your team. Not only is the game fun and the gunplay great, but you can destroy the map, which turns the game into chaos. Shooters don't always need to be dark, gritty, or ultra-realistic affairs. Cartoonish fun has its place, too, and Blizzard Entertainment's Overwatch 2 is a great example of that. Featuring colorful levels, multiple game modes and team-based synergy, and lore-drenched characters with vastly different playstyles, Overwatch 2 is a thoroughly enjoyable first-person shooter that's filled with cheer and mechanical variety. Overwatch 2's release marks the end of the original game. There's notable rebalancing here, but the moment-to-moment gameplay is just as fun as the first game. A new monetization system adds a questionable amount of grinding to the mix, as do the expensive, new cosmetic purchases. World Boss is a multiplayer online shooter that pits players against powerful bosses in epic battles. Players must work together to defeat these formidable foes and claim valuable rewards. With its cooperative gameplay and challenging encounters, World Boss offers a thrilling multiplayer experience. Shatterline is a sci-fi multiplayer shooter that combines fast-paced combat with strategic gameplay. Players can choose from a variety of classes and weapons as they battle for control of a shattered world. With its dynamic environments and intense battles, Shatterline offers a unique and engaging multiplayer experience. Caliber is a tactical third-person shooter that emphasizes team-based gameplay and realistic combat mechanics. Players can choose from a variety of specialized operators and engage in strategic missions across different maps. With its focus on teamwork and coordination, Caliber offers a challenging and immersive gaming experience. PUBG is a staple of the Battle Royale genre and one of the first ones to really kick off the popularity of Battle Royale games. PUBG offers so much in terms of weapons, armor, and pure strategic gameplay. The maps alone are wide open and extremely large maps with diverse terrain, making gameplay both fun and challenging. You drop into this game solo or with your friends to try and eliminate every other squad, and there are many attachments for weapons that make for some fun sniping or close-quarter combat. Counter-Strike 2 is a legendary first-person shooter that pits terrorists against counter-terrorists in intense, team-based battles. With its iconic gameplay and competitive multiplayer modes, Counter-Strike 2 continues to be a popular choice among FPS enthusiasts worldwide. Dirty Bomb Registered is a fast-paced multiplayer shooter that combines elements of team-based combat and objective-based gameplay. Players can choose from a variety of mercenary characters, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. With its dynamic maps and intense firefights, Dirty Bomb Registered offers a unique and exciting FPS experience. That Team Fortress 2 is a sequel and a remake of a Sobrazanon multiplayer mod seems almost irrelevant now. But it's part of what makes the game so important. Valve took years and years to settle upon a model for what has become one of the firmly entrenched favorites of the PC gaming fraternity, and that they did so allowed it to prove that a multiplayer first-person shooter can be funny, even witty, and that constant experimentation and progression can keep a game alive and evolving long after it should have ground to a halt. Team Fortress 2 felt like an experiment, and it still feels like an experiment, and that experiment was a success. A move to free-to-play and a hat-centric economy has kept TF2 thriving. The cost of this is that something of the original spirit was perhaps lost in this translation to gimme, 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 but we can forgive that. America's Army. Proving Grounds is a free-to-play multiplayer shooter developed by the U.S. Army. Players can participate in realistic military training exercises and missions, testing their skills against other players in competitive multiplayer matches. With its emphasis on teamwork and authentic military tactics, America's Army, Proving Grounds offers a realistic and immersive FPS experience. The saying less is more really defines the game known as Polygon. This may look like a simple game, but there is a lot more when you play it. Made by one developer, this game can really stand on its own against AAA titles in terms of gunplay. This tactical FPS has both large-scale maps that can hold up to 32 players and smaller maps. While there is a small range of weapons and attachments, they are well-balanced, and nothing is meta. You play to unlock all your weapons and attachments, and there is a small battle pass to gain cosmetics, but nothing is pay to win. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone who didn't think that Warframe is one of the best free-to-play third-person shooters. It's one of those games that has consistently become better and bigger with each expansion. The size of the game now is absurd. You take control of one of many varied classes who all have incredible space ninja abilities. You then take them from planet to planet, each time fighting your way through the enemies either alone or with friends. You can unlock a huge array of new Warframes, and each of them has their own role. You can play as a warrior of the earth, summoning stone golems to do their dirty work, or literally hop between dimensions as another Warframe. The game has been constantly evolving since it was released and shows no sign of stopping anytime soon. Put simply, Warframe is one of the best F2P games around, and it doesn't look like that is going to change anytime soon. Oh my, Apex, what excellent bump slides you have. What solid shooting you offer. What a delightful bunch of canyons and swamps you've plunked us in. We should have known better than to doubt the makers of Titanfall 2's robot antics. Since its launch, Apelegs has added plenty of new characters, new maps, and even a new arenas mode. STALCRAFT is a sci-fi first-person shooter set in a futuristic universe. Players take on the role of space marines tasked with defending humanity's colonies from alien threats. With its immersive atmosphere and intense gameplay, STALCRAFT offers a thrilling sci-fi FPS experience. What else should I be playing? I'd recommend Apex Legends if you're after a more arcadey experience, although it plays very differently. Otherwise, I suppose you could opt for PUBG, although it feels ancient in comparison. Warzone may second not be Battle Royale king like its predecessor once was, but that doesn't mean it isn't any good. Far from it. There's a brand new gunsmith which lets you tinker with weapons in even greater detail, which makes for even spicier metas. The new map Al-Mazrah is, in my opinion, better than Verdansk in the way it facilitates fights and removes a lot of boring gray in favor of some actual color. Warzone 2 isn't perfect by any means, but what it offers is a free-to-play, AAA shooter with COD's brilliantly smooth FPSing. It's also worth noting that the game often receives free updates to keep things fresh, so it's unlikely you'll get bored quickly. Assault Bots is a multiplayer shooter where players control powerful robots in fast-paced battles. With a variety of weapons and abilities to choose from, players must strategize and work together to defeat their opponents. With its intense action and strategic gameplay, Assault Bots offers an exciting multiplayer experience. Destiny 2 is an incredibly fluid MMO FPS with some of the best shooting around, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Whether you want to team up with others to topple big bosses, turn on your fellow players and slug them with a shotgun in Crucible's PvP modes, or play through epic stories that span the solar system, Destiny 2 is something for everyone. Whichever activity you prefer, you can easily sink hundreds, if not thousands, of hours into it, and the brilliant gunplay makes it a constant joy. Not only is the best FPS around, I'll wager that Destiny 2 is also the best superhero game right now. There's something I love about swinging electro swords and firing off a golden gun imbued with solar energy to kill massive raid bosses in a bid to save the solar system. Destiny 2 has so much to love, but that doesn't mean it's without fault. The onboarding experience is incredibly awkward for newbies, with the removal of the original Red War campaign and subsequent Forsaken expansion making the story completely incomprehensible without watching oodles of lore videos. That proves a chore for even the most dedicated of Guardians, and it's a roadblock that's almost guaranteed to alienate new players who try to hop in for a new expansion. Overwatch is great, but it isn't free. Paladins is one of the best free-to-play FPS games around because it isn't ashamed to riff on a popular design. With snappy gunplay, interesting characters, lots of customization, and an interesting deck-building system, Paladins is sure to do right by you. Plus, you've even got the newer Realm Royale set in the same universe if you want one of the best free-to-play third-person shooters around, and a slightly different take on the Battle Royale genre. Paint Warfare is a colorful and whimsical multiplayer shooter where players use paint guns to splatter their opponents. The game features fast-paced gameplay and a variety of game modes, including team-based matches and free-for-alls. With its unique concept and lighthearted approach to combat, Paint Warfare offers a fun and engaging multiplayer experience. Planetside 2 is the definition of ambitious. It isn't just a shooter, but a massively multiplayer one. It features battles on an unprecedented scale that has 3 warring empires fighting it out for supremacy. Each empire has access to their own arsenal of weapons, vehicles, and abilities. The maps are absolutely massive, and you need to be strategic in your approach to each one. Teamwork is an integral element, so make sure you bring a friend or 6 to guarantee that you get the most out of this fantastic and free FPS themed game. Krunker is a fast-paced multiplayer FPS with a unique blocky art style reminiscent of classic arcade games. Players can choose from different classes and weapons as they compete in various game modes, including Team Deathmatch and Capture the Flag. With its simple yet addictive gameplay, Krunker offers a refreshing take on the traditional FPS genre. Hellbound, Survival Mode is a challenging survival shooter set in a hellish landscape. Players must fend off waves of demonic enemies using an arsenal of weapons and abilities. With its intense action and atmospheric setting, Hellbound, Survival Mode offers a thrilling and immersive survival experience. Quake is not only a fantastic, fast-paced FPS game, but the original was also the very first to introduce online multiplayer to the world of gaming. While the original game is not free, the next best thing that captures everything the original game has is Quake Champions. This free-to-play FPS brings the nostalgia of Quake with modern graphics. Mixing together Quake and Quake 3 arena battles, you now have the ability to choose between 16 different champions to play as and master their abilities. Angerfoot is a fast-paced action game where players navigate through various levels, kicking down doors and defeating enemies with their powerful legs. The game's frenetic gameplay and unique premise make it a fun and challenging experience for players looking for something different. Totally Accurate Battlegrounds is a wacky battle royale game where players compete against each other in a cartoonish, physics-based world. The game features a variety of weapons and vehicles, as well as a unique art style that sets it apart from other battle royale games. Unturned is a survival game set in a blocky, zombie-infested world. Players must scavenge for resources, build shelters, and fend off hordes of zombies while exploring the game's vast, open-world environment. With its sandbox gameplay and multiplayer features, Unturned offers a fun and engaging survival experience for players of all ages. Splitgate is a sci-fi multiplayer shooter that combines the fast-paced action of classic shooters with the strategic gameplay of portal mechanics. Players can create portals to outmaneuver their opponents and gain the upper hand in combat. With its innovative gameplay mechanics and competitive multiplayer modes, Splitgate offers a fresh take on the FPS genre. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.